Yeah. Hey, time to get it started. No delay. Let's work. Want to see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre De Vera, steady dropping knowledge. Over 15 years in the game, so he knows all about it. Master the art of SEO. You will be amazed. Time to get your brand off page to on page. Dropping knowledge, legendary for sure. Whether you're just getting started or self-employed entrepreneur. Yeah, let's go. Subscribe to the SEO video show.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the SEO video show. SEO is alive and fun. My name is Paul Andre De Vera, aka Dre, and oh crap, I just got really brain farted here. So we are doing a very special episode with a crossover episode with the GBP roast. And let's say what's up to everyone in chat. I see Maddox, Andrew, Fletcher, Kobe, James. What's up, everyone? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now let's get on with the show. But before we do that, here's a word from our sponsor.
Your traffic is vanishing and AI search is the reason why. Hi, I'm Paul Andre De Vera, a 20-year SEO pro, and this is how I beat AI in its own game. Answer engines like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity are all replacing Google results. And your organic traffic is disappearing. No links, no attribution, just lost visibility. Right at the moment, people are deciding what to buy. These answers shape the buyer's journey, but you get zero traffic and zero credit. So how do you stay visible even when search engines stop sending traffic? I use Profound, the only tool built to help brands in AI search. I used to spend hours optimizing for rankings. Now I optimize for answers, and Profound tells me precisely what AI is talking about my brand. Profound gives you answer engine insights. See where and how AI mentions your brand. Agent analytics. Track how often AI crawlers visit and use your content. Conversation Explorer. Discover what real users ask AI before they buy. And shopping visibility. Boost product presence in ChatGPT shopping. If you're not showing up in AI answers, you're out of the conversation. Start now before your brand disappears from the buyer's journey. Be sure to click the link below and try Profound.com to take back your brand's visibility.
Hey, GBP roast. GBP roast. Sorry, you in danger. Right now, I gotta flame you. This is GBP roast. GBP roast on your Google business profile. It's about to go down. We roasting and reacting. We ain't come to play. 20 years in SEO. JP Lambo and Dre bringing facts and guests. Oh yeah, we bring the dopeness. Welcome to the show. Hope your profile don't get roasted.
Oh yeah, here we get started. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing today?
What's up?
What's up?
Happy Hump Thursday.
There we go. Happy Hump Thursday, guys. This is a very special episode. We are trying to do a crossover here, if you didn't know. So we're gonna actually do what we do on the GBP show and try to introduce you guys. We go live 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Wednesday, for the most part, like 95% of the time, guys. Right, guys? 95% of the time. Usually.
Try to.
And it looks like, Keith, can maybe, like, I don't know, it's probably my setup because I was doing this pretty fast, but can you move to your left a little more? Just you move.
You're talking to Lambo?
Yeah. Move
you
to
want me to go?
There we go. There we go. I don't know why, but you're probably off from your camera. Yeah, your camera's probably looking over there.
I don't know. Now my camera's way over here. What the hell's going on?
All right, guys.
Oh,
so
do I have to be careful with my language? Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Or else
It's a
I'm gonna
family
have to.
show. This is a family SEO show.
Oh, you have the bleeper ready to go. Well, that's
yeah.
effing great, man. Because it's so funny. On the Signals Lab, someone was asking, what word should I not mention on my article? And I'm like, not the P word, not the T word. You know, you got to be careful about the vajayjay and, you know, talking about Bobs. But anyways, you don't want to be blacklisted by the Googlers.
All right. So, guys, we're going to do something right now. We're going to do our first reaction video. So we have 3 reaction videos. We're going to do 2 right now and then 1 towards the end for you guys. So this is the first video I want to share.
We've never seen these.
Yeah, you've never seen these. Okay, here we go.
Here's an easy way to rank on Google that most people don't do. Rank for symptoms, not just services. Make a page like ceiling stain after rain, any problem in your industry people actually Google. Now start with what it means and the first thing to check. Then add 3 sections. The most likely causes, when to call us versus do it yourself, and what affects the cost. Now add a before and after photo with your city in the caption, link to your matching service page, and add some frequently asked questions at the bottom. Your title and H1 should match the symptom. You can capture real searches buyers type and convert them with the call to action. And if you want a custom audit for your site, comment SEO and I got you.
There we go.
That
What do
could
you guys
definitely help. But then,
Or
like, are you talking
just
then
add it to your hub page.
hundreds of pages of now the ceiling's leaking, now the wall's leaking, now the floor's leaking, now my cat is leaking. Like, where does it end?
No. Dumb.
Oh man, no, So knowledge bomb there, guys. So, well, I mean, there's some point. You can take some of that parts, and like you mentioned, right, Jordan, like where you can
you can use it. I would still utilize it, but put it into like your main like GeoHub contact page if this is for a local business. And there's ways that you can do that, especially with Mulvera algorithm that just came out. That's kind of some of the things that they look for is those kind of how-tos, kind of understanding what is the process when someone calls you, and Google is now really trying to understand what those types of things are. So kind of in the video, you can do that in a way, but you don't have to create like 50 pages talking about leaks for this or that. You can kind of condense it into a single page, maybe a couple of pages, depending on what the service is.
And that's known as like a pillar page, right? You have that one core content, and then you can have quick jump links as a table of contents that will say, well, here's the ceiling, here's the floor, here's your cat, here's the dog, right? And this let people jump to the category, because Google will crawl everything and you can still show up as the snippet. And if it's a leak, is it really going to be that specific ceiling leak, right? So that's a better way for sure.
All right, love that, guys. Let's go into our reaction video number 2.
You can target, you go 10 miles around you, you can blanket the area. So if you're the plumber or dentist, whatever, everybody in the area is going to see you. And it's pretty cheap to get. It's traffic. It's way better than a billboard, way better than a newspaper.
24/7.
Yep.
Sounds good.
So it's saying why choose ads, Google Ads.
Okay, so then she says 24/7, but here's the other reality. You really should only run ads when you're on,
In
right?
business.
Ah, that's a good one.
Because-
Yeah, that's ooh.
I'm going to put a video together on it, and I have to kind of hide the client because it's sort of an embarrassment. But they ran ads for 9 months where we actually adjusted the GMB and their ads. They says, oh yeah, we have after calls, or, after hours calling, and it was not working at all. Basically, they were lying to Google and lying on the ads, and the SEO went down.
Oh man, but that's a good one. I wouldn't have thought. I mean, I would have totally missed that myself as a business owner, which I am going to be one, and which will also be running ads. But thank you for that. So that's a good one. Anything else, JP, to add to that?
No, I think the biggest thing is you really want to make sure that you are open when you are open. If you're not, I mean, there's definitely, because we're in the realms of AI, you definitely want to have something that's available for you, especially if you're a home service business. I primarily work with home services, so you really want to make sure that you have something in place. Usually in industries that are open 24 hours, it's really important that you have either some type of web form that goes to an SMS to maybe your technicians after hours, or you can have some type of automated message that says, hey, leave us a recording, and then your technicians out in the field that are working after hours can at least receive the recording and kind of do some of that dispatch themselves. That way you're not missing any opportunities. You don't want to rely on someone who's working, answering the calls, unless they actually are. I mean, when I had a locksmith company, I did have people, working, after hours that would actually answer live calls, but you need to have your measures in place.
Excellent!
Easy to do business, because if it's, oh, well, I called and then now it says that their office is closed. Well, why did I click an ad at 3 a.m. when there's water in the ceiling? It's just that type of mentality of serving the customer.
Love it, guys. So right now we usually go into a roast. We do a roast, but today we have we're going to do a presentation. Something that we do on the SEO video show is where we feature a strategy, which today will be, hold on, we have a question from the live audience here from Felix.
Sorry, no questions. We don't, the GBP roast, we don't do questions. Sorry.
We do.
Oh wait, this is a merger.
We do questions here, and it's for you guys. It's for you. Do you still sell the Trident rank method, or is everything on the digital takeover now?
So digital takeover is something that I launched just to kind of show people for home services, more kind of getting into like traditional forms of marketing, kind of some old school outbound marketing, such as postcards, things like that. And then also doing a lot of inbound marketing through paid ads. Trident rank method is something that Keith and I launched almost a year ago, actually probably about, I think it was about September, October of last year.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're kind of coming
Happy
right up on a full year.
birthday!
Happy birthday. There we go.
So I did promise that we were going to keep this live support for a full year, and we're kind of hitting that mark. So we are still selling the main group. It's $1,500 for forever. Just know that when you get put in the Discord group, or if you have access to the information online, is that we're not going to be doing our live meetings anymore. That ends. Our last meeting is actually going to be towards the end of October.
Got it.
Digital takeover is just a different kind of spin-off. Yeah.
We have individual, quick little things, how to hack the chamber, how to just get traffic, how to do citations, content. We have those specific items you can buy, and I think some of them are on sale for like $99. We do have a plan to keep a Trident community alive. It's just, you're not going to have 24-hour access to us. We're just not going to be constantly holding your hand and answering all your questions.
Got it. So we had another follow-up question here on, so do I rank and rent basically, and not sure which route I should go since GPPs are getting suspended left and right. You're meant for businesses, right? Actual businesses, not necessarily rank and rents.
Well,
or can you do both?
so let me just double check his question again. If he does rent and rank, it's tricky because you have to be a real business. And there's nothing against the terms with Google that says you can't be a business and have 2 or 3 or 10 different websites. And that's really what you're doing, is you are creating a DBA, either a subcontractor or some type of a special agreement with who you're sending the leads to, right? And then you might even have to cover your donkeys. On the other show, we would say the A word, but we're say donkeys over here. And yeah, that says, this is the license, here's the attorney's name, here's the plumber, here's all the information. But the whole idea is you're still ranking it, but you still have to be a brand. And I've had a lot of rent and ranks, and there are some secrets to make them work. But really, it is about the marketing and the brand portion, because that is what Google's paying more attention to than anything else. That's actually something, there's a slide that JP and I will cover that will mention that and how you guys can overcome that rent and rank conundrum.
Love it. Perfect segue to our presentation for today. So let's go ahead and pull it up right here. So I have 10 local SEO agency myths. Right? So this is what we're going to be talking about today.
So I wanted to cover something, because on our show, we like to kind of gear towards kind of what the business owner is going to be utilizing. So we kind of theme our shows around a specific niche category for that episode. But I see a lot of problems with this coming up. We teach in a way where, through try to rank method, like, yes, you can do it yourself, but we know that as a business owner, you probably have better things that you want to do with your time. So it really comes down to, once you kind of have this knowledge, like, how do you make sure that your agency is doing the right thing? And there's so many different types of local SEO agencies. It seems like every mom and pop Joe Schmo is launching, wanting to open up an agency right now. It seems like that's like the big thing to do. They rank one website and they think that they can just start taking people's money. So I wanted to kind of cover this. If you're an SEO agency, this isn't necessarily calling you out or anything like that. It's just saying this is how I personally run our business. However, in my opinion, if you're doing some of these things, you may want to kind of restructure. So we can go ahead and bring up the next slide. So this is one that we see very common a lot, is agencies need permanent ownership access to your Google business profile. A lot of times when we get access, a lot of times we hear, hey, we need permanent access, or we need to be the primary owner. Even if you are setting up the business profile for a client, and if you're a client watching this, and the agency is setting up your business profile for it, once they do that, there's no reasons for them to be the primary owner. They should transfer ownership to your email fully. It takes a full 7-day process to transfer ownership. And then you can leave that agency on there as like a manager. There's really no reason for them to even be in there for longer than a few days. There's not a lot of things that they need to go in there and edit or anything like that. So usually the way I would do it is I would get access for maybe 3 to 4 days, do what I need to do, and then remove myself.
This is something I'm actually experiencing myself right now, but it's not with an agency. So with the company, who actually, because I bought a company and they actually had this other company do their whole marketing, and they actually registered the domain as well, not necessarily just the GBP, but their domain as well. So, I mean, I think making sure if you're a business, making sure that you are the registrar of your own domain, because right now I'm fighting for it, and it's kind of like I'm actually.
And we're gonna mention that. Tip number.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see that. Yeah. I was going to tip number 2.
So schema markup alone. I know this is a big thing that everyone starts to kind of hem and holler because it's a big thing right now. People
crap,
need
man.
schema.
Schema's big on my show.
Yeah, while schema can help search engines understand you, it's not needed for them to disambiguate. I know that's a really big word that people don't understand, but basically for Google's algorithms to understand what your content is about, they do not need schema markup.
I just spoke with a fellow SEO yesterday. He said he hired a top advanced schema guru and no increase in rankings.
Oh yeah, I don't feel like
Kyle
rankings. I don't think it
Kyle
does
Roof
rankings.
mentioned just last week on Joy's show does not increase your rankings.
I can vouch for that. I would say it wouldn't do rankings, but it will have you have more visibility in other things, right? Because you're providing structured data for any other type of
the kind of tests that Jordan and I did 3 years ago. We just took the schema data and we mismarked it. We put it in a hidden div, and the same thing happened. Google crawls the data, the code, and they says, well, you are known as plumbing for in basements, right? But guess what? You're on page 7. No one cares.
Yeah. Right. Now, there's also some discrepancies whether, AI, you need schema to help you induce into AI. Also, too, a couple of tests I did do, however, indexation did increase when I used schema, but that stopped after a while. So I haven't seen that type of test come up where it's going to help you guarantee more indexation. Because the last few tests I did, it was not the case. So that's kind of you'll see kind of my rant about schema. It's not that I'm anti-schema. I just don't think that you need it, and you can go to schemasucks.net.
All right. So,
all right, next slide.
Let's go.
Local SEO agencies control your reviews. So a lot of this too, this is kind of one of those things where you're going to see that reviews are a big factor. There's different tools such as ones like Bird Eye. There's, I think GHL, Go High Level even has a thing in their tool now where they can help you automate the process of getting reviews. As well as, unfortunately, there are some agencies that will go out and buy fake reviews to help your business out. And I would highly recommend, if you're a business owner watching this, or if you're an agency that's doing this today, do not do this. You will get slapped with a $10,000 fine.
Ooh,
it's
I didn't know
per inquiry, per item that it happens. If you're an agency, I probably wouldn't recommend leaving a review unless they're maybe a local business and you actually have had that local plumber come out to your house. That's one thing, but you're probably leaving that with your personal profile.
All right. Anything to add to that, Lambo?
Just double check when they say, well, we'll help you get reviews. Dig a little bit deeper, because are they saying just ambiguous random people from the Philippines and India? That's a problem. That will negatively hurt you.
I mean, they would have to, if a real good fake reviewer would need to at least spoof their IP, right? Because I mean, if you're getting a review from the Philippines or in India, isn't that just a dead giveaway?
It's usually a giveaway too, and more than likely, I mean, you're probably going to get someone who did a local search or has some local activity. A lot of people have Android phones. It's maybe a little less than 50% of cell phone users have an Android device. They're probably using Google Maps for driving directions and things at places that they're going to anyways. So they have some local activity. So more than likely, that's going to happen.
the best agency is going to tell you how. They're going to give you tactics of how to make it happen rather than we're just going to go get you some reviews. That's a red flag.
Yeah, definitely. Like there's when we talked about like having QR codes, right? Having right when you're done with the job, have them scan a QR code if they like what they did. Those a few other things that you actually you discussed.
Follow up with SMS, follow up with emails, even a phone call follow up. You know, there's lots of ways to manage that, and you know, we got great techniques and ideas all over the GBP roast.
Yep. All right.
So next slide, just a little fun slide, just a little fun fact. Make it a little fun. Be careful when agencies are putting in, they saw some little on-page factor that says you need to add 30 more city names into your content. You know, there's differentiating between service area businesses and the address shown. One of the biggest factors and makes things a little bit easier. If you're a local plumber, for example, if you can get a local office and be able to show that address, you're going to win. It's much easier and quicker. You get faster visibility and better visibility when the address is being shown, especially if you're in the home services niche. And also, too, stuffing keywords into your business profile isn't going to necessarily be helpful to you. Someone's going to catch on to that. They're probably going to report you, flag you. You're going to get suspended, and it's a huge ordeal to try and get your business back up. So.
Damn! All right, cool fun fact. Let's get on to the next one.
So, number 4, Keith, do you want to go over this one?
Agencies say that they got to create all your local content. But wait a minute. What about your own opinion? What kind of input can you get from the salespeople or your office manager, the secretary, even the technicians who are really out there in the field and talking to customers? That's the primary thing to focus on, because as we know, people will say you need to create all this content marketing. Well, now with AI that can just spit out thousands of pages, it's more about the quality and really focus on the primary concern of that customer. That's what you need to focus on.
Another thing, too, it's when I look as an agency, it's really kind of comes down to being a team effort, especially for a local business. There's a lot of things that the agency just cannot do. They're not out there in the field working. They can't get photographs. They probably aren't asking for reviews. And it's not really the responsibility of the agency to get that information. You as a business owner have to be taking photographs. If you're on site with a customer, you're a home service business, your technicians need to be taking photographs and sending them back to headquarters, posting it in the review from a customer. And not only that, you'll notice a lot of the sites that Keith makes, he is very personalized with that brand. He makes things that really pop out in the content and really tells a story that makes that brand unique. So you have to keep that in mind too, that the agency doesn't necessarily know about you as a person, why you started in this business. Maybe you're 3rd generation, you take a lot of pride into this, whatever it may be, you do have some say into the content. So, and that goes a long ways, because your customers are going to be what's reading that content and visiting your site, and your site needs to do what it needs to convert into a customer. Most agencies do not give a shit about that. I know it sounds weird, but for some reason, they don't care that your company makes money, because guess what? If you're not making money, you're not going to be paying your agency anymore. So as an agency, you should be caring.
Here's the nugget, kids. People love the behind the scenes stuff. So it's okay to have reality television. It's okay to turn on your video and say, look what I found in the attic. Look what I found under the eaves, the basement, or there was an accident for towing. There's so many things you can do regarding the behind the scenes. And that's the kind of content specifically off of TikTok and Reels and Meta you can really master and grow.
Got it. And I see Larry calling Larry on the GBP Roast channel. I guess I can't see comments. I was hoping to get comments coming in from both channels, but I see Larry calling Larry. What's up? We are, if you want to drop in, get into the conversation, hop onto the SEO video show channel, because for some reason it's not showing up. But here's on to slide number 5.
What's up, Larry? He's our
So
number
another one,
fan.
citations. This is a big thing too. Citations are kind of a thing of the past. However, they're still super important, even especially into AI. Just making sure that you're getting on kind of the most popular ones: Better Business Bureau, Yelp, any type of local chamber of commerce, local city directory. If your agency is focusing on, hey, we need to get 50 more citations, we need to get 100 more this month, next month we're going to get 200 more, like that's not, they're just wasting your time, energy, money, resources. So
Absolutely. The key is just go search your primary category, roof contractor, plumbing, whatever, and scroll past and just look for the hottest directories, BBB, Yelp, Angie's List, Home Advisor, etc. That's where you want to be. Why? Because that's where Google is putting their respect on that authority, and you want to be there too. And you also want to pimp out. We can say pimp, right, on this show? Yeah. You can pimp out your profile, and you can even get some links over to that puppy, and that'll really boost your overall brand recognition.
Yep.
All right. We see Colin Larry hopped on over here to the SEO video show. So let's get on to our next slide here.
All right. So now we get it, right, everyone? So the biggest point of here is, since what we learned so far, you're going to see this quite a bit as a business owner. You're going to fight into, well, I'm showing, I looked on my phone today and it shows I'm ranking number 10, but your graph that you just sent me, Mr. Agency, it shows that I'm ranking averaging 3 in this green balloon. Oh, but wait, it only shows like a 4-block radius. What's up with that?
Oh, I see. I didn't know that's what people are doing. I didn't. That's
so
kind of
agencies,
shady.
pay attention to what you're doing, the reports that you're sending. At the end of the day, your graphs, your reports look really pretty. But at the end of the day, if that business owner isn't getting a phone call, a lead form, whatever, your SEO is complete BS.
Yeah,
but I have green dots out in Lake Michigan. I mean, come on. The houseboats, they got to be calling me, right?
Yep. They probably are.
And most of the agencies too, like we go to, as agencies, we all go to conferences. We're always trying to better our game, get better SOPs, get better techniques. There's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of times we're also doing that at the expense of your expenses. So a lot of times we're testing these things out on your business. You probably, if you heard that, you probably would be like, ugh.
Yeah, heck yeah.
A lot of agencies out there, you need to be kind of testing some of these things that you come back from these conferences, maybe on your own website. Maybe you have some test websites, some test GMBs that you're looking at. You shouldn't be using these tests and resources on a business. You can destroy them. And I've seen it time and time and time again.
All right. We have our next slide here.
I'm going to let Keith do this one. This is Keith's favorite subject.
You need dozens of location pages, even if you only just serve the one area. Okay, now, Mr. Lambo, I do put the near me, and I hide that on the page, on some of my location pages, but the traditional geographic location page, right, that says I'm going to be a home builder in all these different cities around my GBP, it doesn't necessarily work unless you're really a mega brand. And I'm talking like 100 clicks a month. Maybe you have a 50-page website. Maybe you do have articles that are pulling in clicks. Another great thing to look at, and you can use Ahrefs or SEMrush, look at what percentage of traffic is actually your brand name. If it's high, like 50% or more, that means you're a strong brand. And that can mean that someone in the smaller community is looking for your brand. And so your location page, it can show up. But this is what SEOs will tell you. Give me your money, Mr. Business Owner. I'm going to make 10 pages and we're going to surround your spot and you're going to magically rank. I can't tell you how many of these things I turn them off and I still get rankings increase because you need to be strong in your immediate backyard, and then you can grow those green dots out further and possibly push 10 miles, depending on the competition with your GBP map.
And for the audience that does not know about hidden text, or how are you hiding text?
So you can just go right to the Googler and type in hidden, display none, CSS, the letter CSS, display none. There's lots of great information from WW3, other CSS builders. And if you have, you can do it in WordPress, and you can even, if you have a what you see, what you get kind of a widget to log in, you can type that right in, and boom, you got it.
So it's not
just whatever you do not look at any of my H1s on any site that I've ever shown, okay?
Oh,
especially
man.
you,
Check it out,
Joy.
guys.
I'm talking to you.
All right. So it's not black text on black background, right? It's an extra special code. All right. Let's go. Agencies.
So this one is kind of an extra service that a lot of agencies will do. They'll offer some type of web hosting. Sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with this, they'll offer website builds and things like that and offer you as a host.
What?
There are only a certain circumstances where I would even allow this.
I'm going to use the F word. Jordan, come on. Let's do it again.
Go.
How dare you talk about me?
So now the exception is if you have your own website platform.
If you are awesome like Keith Lambo.
If you're awesome like Keith, this is okay. If you're somewhere like Wix, Squarespace, Webflow, things like that. A lot of these type of companies, they don't necessarily have an export. You're kind of stuck using that platform. But that's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. It just means that that platform is usually used in a specific way. I know that Keith primarily builds in HTML. They're all static HTML. He owns the design. He owns the content. And it's not because he's necessarily holding you hostage, which a lot of agencies do hold you hostage because they don't allow you to leave. They want some crazy export when it's just a shitty WordPress site. So there are certain circumstances where I think that this is okay, and that would be in the case of using something like Squarespace, Wix, Trident sites that Keith and I will be having. Then that would be the one scenario, because those are actual platform designs that they own. It's proprietary. But when you start getting into something where you're not even allowing a business to leave, especially if they're just normal WordPress, if you don't have your own platform, it gets kind of spotty, kind of gets iffy there.
So this actually happened to me recently, where one of my clients just acquired another website and they wanted to migrate it over, and the previous host or agency wanted to charge $5,000 for an export of a WordPress site. I was like, what? And then what was great was that I didn't know my client actually owned the domain and was able to. So I was able to just switch it. I was able to just install it on my own host, create the redirects on my side, and just boom. I saved them $5,000 without just doing that. So there are agencies out there that will charge you arm and a leg just to package things up.
And Jordan is correct. If you're a big brand, you do want to try to control as much as possible. But there are people who say, I don't have $5,000. I know I need awesome UX. I know I need better conversions. I know I have to have it updated. And that's exactly what I do. I step in and I say, well, guess what? I know how to make the perfect page and get you on the maps, and the SEO is included. And I was just looking at the other day, I've wrote it down. My average customer spend right now with me is $886. And you get the website and SEO, it's all included. So at the end of the day, you're probably going to be investing in SEO. I just say, hey, let's just make it easier for you. You can't afford the high dollar, but you still want sales. And at the end of the day, a lot of them, of course, are satisfied.
There we go. All right. Coming close to time, so get quickly here because I do have a hard stop at 2.
Let's go ahead and jump through some of these. Ranking the map up guarantees more leads. That's not necessarily true. A lot of it is going to be depending on reputation, reviews, making sure you are getting good reviews at the end of the day. There is a conversion point even on Google itself. I mean, imagine a consumer seeing 3 results on page 1 of local businesses, and then 8 to 10 other results in the SERPs, right? And then you have ads, local service ads. There's a lot of places for people to choose a business, especially in home services. So keep in mind that it's something that you need to make sure that you're standing out. If it's something they need immediate service, they're probably not going to go through the entire first page if they're locked out of their car. More than likely, they're going to call maybe 2 to 3 businesses and get on with their day, and hopefully that they found someone who isn't going to be a total shyster and rip them off. Okay. So it doesn't necessarily just come down to being number one. It doesn't really matter. It just depends on your category, what you do. So we can jump on to 9.
Agencies guarantee
that
results.
guarantee results. So
I
see this
here's
quite a
Jordan
bit.
talking about Keith Lambo again. What the hell?
I guarantee, but I don't guarantee number one. I guarantee improvement. That's what I do.
Yeah. And I guarantee
Is
leads.
this show just about how to rip on Lambo? You just
It
sucked me
is.
in here.
It's
This is a
calling
bait
you
and
out.
switch.
So a lot of times, just be careful what the guarantee is, what they're doing. If they're saying, I guarantee you, I will get you a keyword on page 1, make sure it's not for how to go steal Lambo's car in Boise, Idaho, and at 5:00 p.m., right? Because that's anyone can rank for that. My dog could rank for that. So
Lambo
just
does
know what the
guarantee
guarantee
people-
is.
Yeah, my guarantee is you get sales, because that's really what you should pay an agency for, is results. Because really it's about the ego when you're in the 3-pack or you're number 1, but what you really want are calls.
There you go. There you go. All right, Larry. No, this is a special episode of our show combined. I'm doing crossovers, and we are just testing things out. So we have our second to last slide here.
Yeah, a couple more.
All right.
A few more.
What?
So it's kind of jumping back, just be careful with the kind of these snake oil salesmen that says we're promised we'll get you number 1 everywhere. They probably can't. 90% of them can't even get you number 1. And then just know that, things are shuffling all the time. New SERPs, AI, things are always moving. If you don't have an agency that at least is communicating with you and saying, hey, how are the leads this week? How are the calls? Are you making money? Their reports mean jack. So just keep that in mind.
There you go.
We can move on to the next one. Now, number 10, local SEO ends when you're ranking well. This is very common. A lot of business owners do this. I would highly recommend that you do not do this, just because your agency gets you ranking to where you need to be, and all of a sudden you're getting this influx of just unlimited leads. Do not fire them. That's when you need them the most, because probably in the last 3 to 4 years, there's been well over 50 to 60 algorithms just within even local itself. You need to make sure that you're keeping good wits with that agency. Obviously, they're doing a good job. You're getting phone calls, you're converting, you're able to pay them on time. Now is not the time to fire them. As an agency, make sure you're communicating with your customers. And just because the buck stops at page 1 or number 1 or whatever it is, that you still continue to do that.
Nice. And speaking of not firing, I like this. I just read Alex's book. Alex Barr, is that his last name? He has a
Alex
book.
Barr.
Yeah, but
He has a great book. I just finished reading it, and the way pricing works, like you charge up more upfront, and then you have this maintenance fee that's much less.
Right.
It's like much less, and just having the optimization. And I feel like that can sell, right? Because it's so much less than you paid up front. And that's that minor fee will hook them in for a lot longer.
And that is kind of similar to what I offer, which again is there's more risk, but in the long term, their ROI still is good, right? Because you're just going to get stronger all the time, but they don't have that higher expense.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to start switching up my pricing model, just like that. Hey, here's the one-time fee. You can get everything done, and then you can just pay me $500 a month, whatever it is I choose. But it's like one of those things just to get going. So check out that book. It's free right now on Amazon. It's on Amazon free.
As a matter of fact, I can drop a link in. It's free to the 7th. Happy to do that for everyone. or you can go to Amazon and
Just put it in.
the exact name. Oh shoot, is called what? I screwed this up. Sorry, you
can find it, and then
I scrolled up too fast past his information he sent me. Sorry.
So I'm calling all agencies out. What's your excuse? If you're an agency, stop promising them the moon, the stars, whatever it is, whatever you know you can guarantee, unless you can put your money where your mouth is. You better be focusing on that business, getting phone calls, getting leads, not getting them rankings. I know a lot of people say, well, my only job is to get them number one or get them to page one. Well, you need to at least be able to care a little bit about that your client's making money, because if your business owner client is not making money, guess who the first person they're going to fire? You.
Yep.
So always keep that in mind. And that's all I got for these 10 local SEO myths, agency myths.
All right. Yay.
Okay,
All
so
right,
it's
guys,
Alex Bar on Amazon. It's a free download only until the 7th. Okay. And its last name is BARR. It's called SEO Agency Framework. How to build a high profit, low stress SEO. I met Alex in 2019. We had a few beers. He gave me lots of good stuff. I touch base with him from time to time, and it helped shape my platform on how I've been able to have a real small team but make high profits.
Nice. And guys, you can watch Alex's episode. He was also a past guest here on the SEO video show. But now what we also do on the GBP Roast show is we do our final reaction video, which is by our buddy Brett. So let's check this one out.
Leverage competitor review response gaps. Here's another. So this is what you have to do. You have to go over to your competitors, if you're a plumbing, electric, dentist, and just go through their reviews and see which ones weren't answered. Now, there's a faster way to do this. Just go to google.com/alerts. You put the name of the business in. So let's just say Mindsaw Reviews, right? And now you create an alert. And what that'll do is that'll send you an email every time they get a review. So you don't have to manually search it, all right? So that's a real sneaky trick. What you want to do is you want to take that content, put it on your website, right? And answer the question on your website, because there's a very good chance that person, if it's not answered, they'll go on Google and they'll type it into Google, and you want to show up.
What?
All right.
You want to take the content of your competitor's review and then copy it and answer it and address it? What is he talking about?
I think it's maybe if you actually look at the questions and answers, probably be a better place to get that, right? If you get the questions and answers.
I probably wouldn't take content from Google.
It'd be more of a. I see it like if someone asks questions on someone's Google business profile account and no one's answering it, hey, that means it's possibly a question that could be possibly answered within your region.
Yeah, just put a link to your Google business profile on their questions and answers.
There you go. Can you put links?
Hey, since this wasn't answered correctly, I'll just go ahead and refer you over here.
Wait,
please search Lambo SEO.
Answers can be answered by the audience. I had never tried this. I mean, can answer by the public? Can the questions
by anybody?
And the question and answer can be answered by anybody.
Oh, there
can be answered by the business owner. Can be answered by Keith. Anybody.
All right, cool, you guys. Every Wednesday, Pacific 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Every hump day, we 95% go live on there if we're not doing anything. But today we are doing a collaboration episode with myself because I just want to kind of test these things because I want to do more SEO collaborations with other channels out there. And we are at time, guys. I have to get going. It is time for us to go. All right. Till next time. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Hey, GBP roast, GBP roast. Sorry, you in danger. Right now, I gotta flame you. This is GBP roast, GBP roast. On your Google business profile, it's about to go down. We roasting and reacting. We ain't come to play. 20 years in SEO. JP Lambo and Dre, bringing facts and guests. Oh yeah, we bring the dopeness. Welcome to the show. Hope your profile don't get roasted.